All right, PLL week 2. Oh, you guys know I couldn't stay away from lacrosse for too long, right? Alrighty, so here we go. So on Friday, this was all in Charlotte, by the way. The Denver Outlaws took on the Carolina Chaos. Blaze Riorden made a PLL record, 25 saves. He was amazing because when the Outlaws with like Brian O'Neill had a hat trick in the first half, even though he had no goals in the second half, Brian O'Neill looked really good. Chaos offense did not until they did, and Blaze Riorden was a big reason they had a chance. And in the end, they get a victory. But Blaze Riorden, good game for him. It was so cool seeing Mike Manley rough it up with Adam Charlambides. I also love how the broadcasters has no clue how Adam Charlambides is. Oh, this guy seems like he can score. Yeah, he does that. He scores what he does in Vancouver all the time. Whatever. I also told people I'm not going to do the whole, PLL versus NLL this year. I'll save that for Daily Dive. That's a story for another day. But no, I love seeing the Mike Manley or Adam Charlambides stuff going on. Like I said, Brian O'Neill had 3 goals at halftime. Didn't have any in the second half. Chaos offense looked pretty good. It looked balanced, but it didn't look great, but it looked balanced. 12-9, Chaos get the win to open up the weekend. Also on Friday night, Water Dogs and the Whip Snakes. Water Dogs won this game 16-12, despite trailing 8-11 at halftime. That is good enough for an 8-1 second half. Michael Sowers, Philadelphia Wing and Water Dog, had 1 goal and 7 dimes. That'll work. 7 assists will work. Big win there for Philadelphia. It looks pretty good. Defending champions, the Utah Archers, 2-time defending champions, Utah Archers, by the way, took on the Boston Cannons on ABC. The Cannons won this game 9-8, and Marcus Holman, what a game winner. I believe in the post-game presser, I guess his father, who's also the coach, because nepotism, I'm kidding. Like his coach was saying, or either he or Marcus was saying something along the lines of, just throw it at the net and, see what happens. Like the angle that Marcus Holman took when he wrapped back around the cage and threw it past 2 defenders, that was impressive stuff. Did not watch that game live. Wish I would have. I was not like early afternoon on Sundays. I'm kind of like sleeping sometimes, but on Saturdays I'm kind of sleeping. And still gonna be lying. But on ABC, got a really good finish there. And then we went back to ESPN Plus. The California Redwoods beat down the Carolina Chaos 16-10. The Chaos's offense was really bad to the point where their head coach, let me pull it up right here, like quoted on Twitter. Their head coach, Roy Colsey, who obviously is replacing Andy Towers after his entire staff stepped down. Roy Colsey said at halftime, "We started to think we're going to do things my way, not our way." He also said, "We are not good enough to make a ton of mistakes and win games." Well, Roy Colsey basically admitting it's Blaze Riorden or bust. And speaking of Blaze Riorden, there was a play to end the first half where it was already like 7-5 at that point. The Redwoods had been stomping the throats, like ready to pull away. Blaze Riorden, who loves playing all kinds of lacrosse, not just the goalie, CNLL, Blaze Riorden ran out of his cage, like way to the sidelines, threw the ball back towards the middle of the field. You cannot do that. That's a no-go. And then some player, I forgot which one it was, from the Redwoods, sniped a 2-point shot between like 3 defenders who were trying to stand in the way, but who wants a piece of that? So yeah, big 2-pointer, 9-5, and then like I said, the rest is history. 16-10 for good measure. It's funny because the Redwoods were like the Redwoods did their best to give this game away, and Chaos's offense was like puke and piss. I will also mention Blaze Riorden had fun with me on Twitter. I literally, this is all I said. Quotes, brutal, leaving the cage by Blaze Riorden, throws it away, wide open 2, Redwood's up 9-5 before half. You know, no harm, no foul, just me criticizing an athlete's performance is kind of allowed. Blaze Riorden said, "You're a legend." Listen, I respect that. He's poking fun. He's poking fun. But I don't know if I should retweet that. People might think I'm insane. But now, Blaze Riorden says, "I'm a legend." We all know he's being sarcastic. He's also having fun. I love the Wings players. And shout out to Blaze for being the only thing that's left breathing on that entire roster. I know Nick Rowlett, he's getting cooked. Speaking of Nick Rowlett, I'm just saying, as a guy who was a big fan of Jake Naso, Jake Naso played at Duke. He's got nothing to do this offseason because the Rush lost the championship. Even if they have won, he doesn't have anything to do. Maybe he does, but Jake Naso, he couldn't crack TD Erlang. I mean, who can? But Jake Naso would be really good with the chaos. So Nick Rowlett can focus on defense, but Nick Rowlett's been cooked on faceoffs the first 3 games. So, Jake Naso, come on, call the guy. And that's my PLL Week 2 recap. Next weekend, for week number 3, they are going to Philadelphia. That'll be Cannons, Water Dogs, Redwoods, Archers. The ABC game is Atlas Whipsnakes, and then Outlaws, Water Dogs to end the Saturday night. Couple things on the PLL. Again, I'm not going to do some critical stuff here, but I would like to say I do like their production. There was a few like bugs in it, but I do like the under the helmets. I like the live reactions from coaches. There's bits and pieces of the NLL and PLL broadcast I like, which I thought was nice to see. I've seen PLL occasionally, but I'm gonna really start watching it this year. You know, have something to talk about on the show. You know, it's free content. Why not? Also, Breadfruit was seen talking to Paul Rabel, both commissioners of the NLL and PLL, respectively, obviously, for a long time. And then RJ Kaminsky goes on the PLL's Twitter page and has an interview with Breadfruit and asks the NLL. So I'd like to say, for all Bucks fans who've stuck around, what you should do is ghost each other. That was awesome to see. I'm 110% for that. I'll put it this way. I will quote what I said for that tweet. I said, I'm 100% for, maybe it's 100, not 110%. I said, I'm 100% for this. Both leagues can showcase the other. Not all the time, sure, but we can't alienate one another. Handshake emoji. There you go. That's the PLL recap for week number 2.